Hey everybody, welcome. I am so excited to be back on live again. I'm Haley Gray. I'm the group owner in the Women's Entrepreneur Network, and I'm a marketing strategist, which today we're going to be talking about unlocking your online visibility with confidence and image coach. Jessie, welcome. So glad to have you here.
Oh, thank you. So happy that I'm on here with you. I'm just like already excited, as you can see.
Yes, me too. So tell me a little bit about what it is that you do.
Okay, so before I tell you what I really do, there is a background behind it. You know it better than anyone with marketing. There's always a story somewhere. Well, I felt ugly pretty much my whole life. Really. No joke. I really did feel ugly because when I was 12 years old, one of my great friends told me in my face, 12 years, your body's changing, you're changing, everything is changing. You're like, oh. And he
Right.
bluntly tells me from his heart, because he needed to say it, you are ugly.
Oh, that's so
And
helpful.
that one moment, how stupid or how little it might seem, changed my entire view of myself. That day changed my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
From that day, I wasn't beautiful anymore. I was ugly. I was hiding my feminine self, even though you're not feminine at 12, but you know what I mean. I took that along with all those years. So I became the weird girl. I became the one that dresses funny. I became so at least nobody could say she's ugly. No, I was a weirdo or I was the one, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but I wasn't ugly or I was making myself ugly. And so they had every right to tell me that I was ugly, you know? And
Ah, I get it.
it's so ingrained in you. But the thing is, and I just saw that this year actually, that moment made me who I am, made my journey the way it is. So
Mm-hmm.
because I started dressing funny or weird, and my whole world took a direction that was more creative and
Mm-hmm.
more artistic.
Yeah.
And then I went into dancing. And how could a girl that felt so ugly go dancing and became a choreographer, go on stages, do tours?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because I could be someone else on stage. I wasn't
Yeah.
me.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I wasn't me.
Yeah.
But it also held me back because I wasn't feminine and I wasn't like, I didn't feel sexy or I didn't feel like other girls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't do a lot of auditions or I wasn't the one they took out of the bunch because I wasn't the pretty girl. And that enhanced, but not because actually how I looked, but how because I perceived myself that way, I hid and therefore I wasn't seen. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
And then you're not perceived that way, so you present that way, so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Is that funny how what we think other people see in us, we project onto them. So we're sure that that's how they see us. So we act that way. So we become that so that they actually do see that or don't.
Yeah. And you know what? The weird thing is that I only recognized that this year. How crazy is that? It's only this year that my conscious mind made the like all the connections.
Yeah.
And so and now after hiding and not showing up, the only way I could show up was with talent, not me what not with my looks, with nothing, not with my femininity. A lot of women get places too because they're not only, but it is it
Mm-hmm.
is studies show that when you're beautiful, it's easier for you, right?
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. I mean,
So
for me, it's always been sheer brain power. It's what it's always been. You're smart, you're an engineer, you have tremendous leadership skills, but it's never about the physical appearance. And in fact, I've been the anti-physical appearance because I didn't care what I looked like because
Yeah.
I was the brains.
Yeah. And then you forgot about that part.
Mhm.
Anyways, it wasn't you anymore.
Yeah.
So you could have both, but we always choose one,
Mhm.
weirdly enough.
Yeah. Well, and what I found particularly interesting was that so I didn't care. So I ate whatever. So I gained weight. And so it became even more reliant on the fact, of the brains. But then what was fascinating to me was when I had weight loss surgery 2 years ago and I lost a lot of weight and my face changed and everything. Suddenly everybody started noticing me for my appearance a bit more.
Wow. Yeah.
And suddenly it was like I was smarter.
Wow.
People treated me very differently, right? Like you said, because if you're prettier or more attractive, people give you more attention.
But even give you more smarts. That's
Yeah, they even like think that
crazy.
you're smarter, right? Or more competent or more anything
Mhm.
because you happen to be more attractive. And in my case, yeah, okay, so I lost a lot of weight, 175 pounds, and yeah, a tiny bit. And, it was just really fascinating to me to see how that, that perception was really fascinating and how that projection of, oh, you must feel so much better, or kind of the, oh, you must be smarter, or, oh, you must be a lot of things.
How did you react actually?
I've actually found it really interesting. I'm a people watcher.
Mhm.
Those people who know me really well know that I'm actually the person who's kind of a catalyst, and I'll kind of sit on the corner of the room and I'll watch people's behavior. And to me, it's just been a really fascinating study in human behavior. Um, and it's interesting because there's a lot of, that interaction between your audience and yourself, whether you're doing lives or whether you're meeting people or your prospective clients. And there's a lot of, like kind of their understanding of who you are as a person, as a business owner, what your competence and what your skills are based on how they think that you are. And it's almost like it gets into this like feedback loop. What you think you are, and then what they think you are, and you're projecting and back and forth. It's been fascinating to me to see.
Did you switch? Sorry, I'm asking questions, but did you switch? Did you switch some things because of that in yourself?
Yes and no. What's really fascinating to me is in a lot of ways, I'm exactly the same person. But
Mhm.
the perception of me as a person has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to me to see how that has changed. And even
Mhm.
like when I was at my heaviest, I was always very mindful of here's how I'm dressing, here's the clothes that I'm wearing, here's how this fits, here's how this doesn't fit. This all goes into that image coaching, right?
Yeah.
Am I dressing on brand? Am I not dressing on brand? Am I doing these things? And it's actually very interesting because because I had more time at my highest weight to purchase like all this stuff and like be very focused. And now sometimes it's not as put together,
Mhm.
but there's still that that almost like reverse brain kind of a thing going on.
Yeah, but then on the other side, whatever, you're not always pulled
Mhm.
together.
Mm-mm.
Sometimes I'm in sweats and I'm in PJs and whatever. My
Yeah.
hair is like, and I'm still
Oh, my
online.
hair. My hair does that all the time anyway. I don't have any choice on that matter.
Yeah, but what I'm talking about this one is when you sleep and like everything, you're like
Oh
you
yeah,
think
my
your
hair
hair
will
is still
stand
asleep
straight
in
up
a
on
bun.
end.
Yeah,
I get
and
up
you're
and it's
waking up like, ugh.
like, yeah. Where did you come from today? Yeah, no, it has its own mind.
Yeah, but anyway, so we're all those people. But then again, going back to only my talent and who I was as a person mattered for me to get
Mhm.
somewhere. But therefore, my confidence got higher, got bigger, got heavier because I was becoming someone, you know what I mean? Becoming
Mhm.
someone like going where I wanted to go, not becoming someone, but going where I wanted to go. And I challenged myself to only follow the things I wanted to follow, even with me still feeling ugly, still
Mm-hmm.
feeling all those feelings, still feeling not feminine.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm and all the things that I did. So I was a dancer, choreographer. I wanted to work in fashion, so I went into fashion. I studied again with me being pregnant, giving birth, because I knew where I wanted to go. Then I became a stylist, and then I became a model agent. But what all those things have in common is the confidence I gave when I was a dance teacher to the teenagers, the confidence I gave to women when I styled them, the confidence I gave to models when I taught them how to dress or how to walk for Fashion Week. Actually, there was one common thread in throughout my whole career, and that was confidence and working on your image and your mindset. Not image only styling,
Mm-hmm.
but everything behind your image, like the way you perceive yourself in image.
Mm-hmm.
And therefore, finally, we're here. That's where I answer your question. I went into confidence and image coaching because I am really a big supporter of female entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, mompreneurs, every kind of female entrepreneur. And because women have a lot of weight because of society on their shoulders,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, if you show yourself too much, you're too full of yourself. If you're spending too much time online, you're not taking care of your kids, and you're not doing your laundry, and blah blah blah.
If you're not cloth diapering your babies, then you must not care about them. If you don't breastfeed until they're 5 years old, then obviously you don't care about your child's health. I'm being facetious, but
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the list goes on, right?
Yeah. And that's why it became my I don't know how to call it, but my
Your passion, your raison d'être,
yeah, exactly.
reason for being.
Yes, to really elevate women, female entrepreneurs to punch through that wall, and to really put themselves out there and become the face and the voice of their brand and be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really how everything started and where I'm at now. And I love it.
What's fascinating to me in this is that you've always been in that, like, that behind the scenes, like cheering on, that cheerleader role, in that catalyst role, to help other people before you yourself like stepped out into that spotlight. But you've spent your entire time, in the wings, of, in the fashion world, in the wings, in the dance world, in the wings, everywhere in the wings.
That's true. And it was hard. It was really hard to come out because I was hiding. I was helping others not hide or feeling more confident, but I was hiding myself. And in the beginning, now I teach, for example, business women, female entrepreneurs, or solo, how to pose for their own pictures. Like, you have professional pictures that you can take, and that's amazing, but you cannot do that every week, every time. Like, you want to put pictures out on social media and not only the same, and you don't have all the amounts of money to every time hire a professional photographer. So because I taught models how to pose for photos, that's what I teach also female entrepreneurs. But I had to convince myself that I could pose. I could teach models, but put me in front of the camera, I was like this. How do I do that? And I taught freaking models how to do it, and I couldn't do it for myself because I wasn't confident enough. And so I had to go through my own process. So now I can say, oh, do that. And I look so confident now, but I wasn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And that to me is the important thing is, there is a point where we have done everything in the background, showing other people how to do it. And there's kind of this tipping point, almost like, where you're on a seesaw or a teeter-totter, where you go from, being in that background to realizing, oh, if I'm going to actually have that impact, if I'm going to have that visibility, if I'm going to be able to take my career to that next level, my business to that next level, you have to step out of the shadows and own all of that stuff that you've been coaching or helping other people through for years.
And that's hard because it's hard to say to people, oh no, I thought it, but I couldn't do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, now it became easy. And that's why I say not hiding. In the beginning, I wouldn't say to people, no, I couldn't pose, or I was afraid of posing. It looked like I had it, fingers in the nose, easy. I don't know if we say that expression in English, fingers in the nose. Do you say
We
that?
don't say that in English.
I keep saying that. You know what it means?
No.
Easy peasy.
Oh, that's too funny.
So when I say fingers in the nose, it's easy peasy. Okay.
That's cute. Isn't it interesting how you get these idiomatic expressions in other languages and other cultures that don't translate at all?
That's so funny. Oh my God, Haley, I said this to so many people, and I think that what a filthy woman she is.
Oh, yes, that's super easy. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. And so being vulnerable and saying, yeah, I couldn't do that. I still cannot do that. I said, but yeah, it's so refreshing and liberating, isn't it?
It is. Absolutely.
And that's why I really wanted to also create that interview series for women where you are on, because like I said, my passion, my go-to thing is having female entrepreneurs see their value and their power. Like really, it's so deep inside of me because I see it. I know you see it. Like you see women around you. You're like, oh, but your talent and that. Oh, take that out.
If you could just get out of your own way. If you could just get out of your own way for a split microsecond. That's why people say hashtag Haley pushed me. Because a lot of times it's, can you just get out of your own way for a split second to do the things you need to do in your business? And suddenly people see themselves making all this money and they're like, where did all that come? And I'm like, you just got out of your own way. There was no miracle. Well, there is a miracle because you got out of your own way.
Yeah. And it could be fun too. It could be fun. Like you can be making money like crazy. And then you can start having fun being really visible and online and being proud of who you are.
Absolutely.
Like both combined, freaking explosion.
Yeah, absolutely. When you can start having fun with it, it shows. People know when you're having fun. People ask me what my hobby is. This is my hobby.
The moment I started being who I am, not the person I thought would be professional looking, because in the beginning I would be like, yes, Haley, and blah blah blah, and not be the loud person I am, the expressive person I am. I move a lot, and I laugh a lot, and I shout a lot, and and once I became who I really am, that's when people started coming. My tribe started coming to me. Before that, nothing.
All right. Yeah. That's a really powerful statement right there, because what I see a lot in the online world is that people spend a lot of time copying others, emulating others, trying to do what somebody else is doing. Oh, well, Marie Forleo is doing it this way, or such and such is doing it that way. I need to do my business exactly the same way, and I need to follow their 3-step process. But what that does is it takes you out of the middle, and it really hamstrings your business.
Because without you, there would be no business.
There is no business. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That's one of our sayings.
That's even that is even the better one, the better quote.
Yeah. Yeah. Be who you are is easier than trying harder. Absolutely. Just showing up as you are completely, truly is so much easier than trying to force it, than trying to work harder, than trying to do whatever you thought you should do.
Yeah, the best compliment I get really is not, oh, I have a client or I have blah, 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 or no, it's just random people. You made me smile today. Oh, thank you. I needed that today. And that's like the best compliment I could have, because that's the goal of life. It should be freaking fun. And you should smile every day.
Yeah, and laugh at least a few times a day.
Yeah.
I mean, make it fun.
All the things of laughing, like all the
laugh lines,
things, everything.
Absolutely. I love it.
And be sweating like me right now because I'm moving so much and I'm like sweating and I'm making myself hot. And I'm like, ooh.
Isn't that the fun part? I'm actually sitting here with a space heater under my chair, trying to stay warm.
And I'm like moving so much. And like, look, I have red cheeks and I feel that it's starting to get wet.
And you're like, I'm burning up over here. Somebody calm me down.
That's my life. Oh, well.
Yeah, well, I'm always cold. So I have a space heater and I have it blow on me. And depending on how cold I am, I move it closer or further.
I love it. I should do that in the winter time because my feet get so cold. My husband hates me.
That's what husbands are for.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to send him that part here.
This is what husbands are for, heating up your feet. You go and you find them. And
Exactly. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Sorry for the excitement.
It's all good. And I mean, and this is part of that, like unlocking your visibility, and not just like online, but everywhere. It's just showing up as you. I see so many people who try so hard.
Yeah. And because there's some people who try so hard, but they lack confidence, and that's okay, because that's a trying because you don't have the right tools. But then there's people who try, but just because of opportunity. And so the first people, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna talk to you because I know it's freaking hard. But the second ones, oh, I don't want you around me. You know? So there's like both people trying too hard. And I did that. I did that too, tried too hard because I was not feeling as confident or secure as some people in events. I tried to be someone else than me. And now I don't care where I'm at. If it's like a super serious thing and I want to laugh, well, you know what? I'm going to laugh. If I want to move, I'm going to move. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I respect people, but I don't care about what you're going to think of me, about who I really am. And people that say, oh, Jessie, you're just an attention seeker. I'm just expressive and I have energy. I'm loud. And yeah, if that gives me if that gives me eyes on me, whatever, but that's not the goal. The goal is for me to have fun and for the group around me who I'm talking to have fun too. And if you're looking over there and you see someone waving around, well, whatever.
Maybe go play with them.
Yeah. Or come over. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the important thing to me is you show up as you are. A lot of people are like, well, have you heard of such and such? Sorry. Are you paying attention to that? Sorry, guys, I'm not. I'm really like eyes in my own lane. And the
That
more you're just like focusing on your own fun and you quit caring as much what other people think. I called it the incredible power of not giving a bleep about what other people think. You know, it works well.
And can I ask you, when you were you always like that, or did you have a switch?
I had a switch. I was very much a people pleaser. I followed the rules. I got the education I was supposed to get. I started in architecture. I got married. So I became a software engineer because my dad was a programmer. My husband was a programmer. My husband's father was a programmer. I liked computers just fine.
Sorry.
I like them just fine. Everybody's a programmer. So, and my dad's mindset with my brother was, you can get any kind of degree you want as long as it's an engineering degree. So I followed the rules.
Anything is open. Anything is open.
As long as it's engineering. So I became a computer science major because, architecture was kind of similar to engineering. So that kind of passed muster. And then, I realized that there weren't a lot of jobs. So I went into software computer science and got my bachelor's degrees in computer science and Spanish. And I followed the rules and I did the things and I went to work and I didn't make waves and I didn't ask for promotions because that's not what good girls did. You did the work and you waited to be noticed and you sat down and you shut up and you do your things. And what I learned to my great detriment and my great cost was that is the exact wrong thing to do. You don't sit down, shut up, and wait to be noticed. And, maybe politely hold up your hand. And I eventually went back and got my MBA, but, that was a really big lesson for me. And don't sit down, shut up, and wait to be noticed in order to get promoted, in order to get ahead. You have to do you and show up fully as you. And in fact, one of the funny things that I kind of died laughing about, and it's been a source of amusement for me over and over, is that one of my key and core skills is that I can take things that are highly technical and distill them down into something very simple, very easy to understand, and I can communicate that in a way that's easy to understand and read. Most people who are technical cannot run that interpretation service. So there was an assumption by my manager and my second line manager and people around me that I didn't necessarily understand the technology because I didn't always use all of the same acronyms or all the same terms that they did because I was simplifying my response in what I was doing. And it took them probably 3 or 4 years to figure out that I knew exactly what was happening, that brain piece, and that I was interpreting it and making it very simple when in fact it may have been a very complex problem, with a lot of nuance and layers and subtlety to it. And I was laughing recently because a lot of my current business is very technical. We do sales funnels, we do business automation, we do websites, we do a lot of coding. And we do a lot of search engine optimization, which is highly technical with backlinks and analysis and numbers and crunching. And it's interesting because I, a lot of times, end up being the interpreter between my team and the client. Yeah. So I'm trying to develop a Rosetta Stone that is that interpreter between geekies and normal, regular English.
I love that because that's the hardest part. Like IT people and then non-IT people, they're like...
They don't communicate, right? And I mean, it's interesting because people in IT don't understand. Well, what don't you understand about keywords and long tail keywords and meta tags and alt tags and descriptions? And I just said all this stuff and you're probably looking at me going, I didn't understand a word you said, right? So it's important when you are having that communication. But it was something that, I realized was very interesting, because in the corporate world, I was very much criticized for not communicating and being in that way that they necessarily thought are valued. So it was interesting.
Wow.
And in fact, it's actually been a skill that I've leveraged a lot with clients.
Yeah. Now clients freaking understand who you and what you do. Otherwise, yeah.
Because otherwise, it's like speaking Chinese to your clients. Mm-hmm. And they're looking at you going, but I don't speak Mandarin.
Because funnels, like only the word funnel, a lot of people have heard it, but have no clue actually what it means.
Right. And a funnel can be automated. It can be software, but a funnel doesn't have to be automated or software. It can be a manual process. The funnel is actually, what is your sales process?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But funnel is just a fancy word for what is your sales process.
Like now we have so many fancy words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but a funnel sounds really great. That you're taking people and you're funneling through, you're running them through your process and you're doing your thing. And I think this, to some extent, one of the things that I find really disturbing in the marketing world and in the visibility world, and I kind of look at people sometimes when they use these terms, they'll talk about doing email marketing blasts. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what client wants to be blasted? I mean, do you want to be blasted? Like, raise your hands out there, seriously, guys, if you want to be blasted with, content or email or marketing or somebody's newsletter. And I would guarantee that the answer out there is probably nobody out there who will ever watch this video ever wanted to be blasted with anything.
Because first of all, the word blasted is really negative.
Right. So I'm going to go blast my customers, right? And so there's these terms that people use sometimes, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And do you like emails?
I love emails when they're done correctly.
Yeah.
But I'm much more of the nurture variety than of the blast variety. Here, let me go blast you.
Like catapulting every day.
Right? Here, let me blast you into submission. But
you know what? It must be hard for you. Because there's so much out there, right? And it must be hard for you as a marketing expert having clients say, yeah, but I heard that I should do that. Oh, Haley, what are you saying? I heard XYZ. I heard that I saw that on this YouTube video. Oh, blah, blah, blah.
Like, I heard that Facebook ads are really good.
Yeah.
And I heard this from somebody who does mortgage loans. And I was like, so first of all, whenever I hear that, I heard that. Somebody said, I heard from an expert. My first response is always going to be, what makes you think that?
Mm-hmm.
Because this gets back to that individuality discussion all over again, right? So I heard that a funnel is great. I heard that I should do a book. Mm-hmm. I heard that I should do videos. I heard that I should put pictures out every day, right? And then the next thing people are doing is they're doing videos and YouTube videos and Facebook Lives, and they're on Clubhouse and they're posting on LinkedIn and they're marketing 23 hours a day. And they're like, but I'm not getting any clients. Yeah, because you're not doing any one thing that is you, that's unique to you, that's letting you stand out as unique, right? So when we start talking about visibility, you're actually rendering yourself completely invisible by the I heard that.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing it with any thoughtfulness.
No, and feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You're not even listening to your intuition, let alone your thoughts. You're only listening to what you think experts are saying. But everything works in another way for everyone. Like, you know it best for that as a marketing expert. You know that what works for me won't work for the other person, but I'm going to say,
Thank you.
that works. That works. No, it might not. It worked for me. Thank you.
Let me show you my simple 3-step process to building a successful business.
Yeah.
The first thing you have to do, Jessie, and you're going to die laughing as I tell you this, okay? So this is how you build a 7-figure digital marketing agency. You're going to shoot me real fast. And y'all are going to laugh, okay? Because I'm talking about my own business. So the first thing you do is you start a Facebook group, and then you invite all your friends, and you message them all individually. And then you start doing workshops every single week with different topics, okay? That's all you have to do. Now, then the next thing you've got to do is you start doing Facebook Lives every single day. Great? How's that going to work for you, right? And then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to network in 2 different networking meetings, and you're going to keep doing those Facebook Lives every single day. And then you're going to build this funnel, and then you're going to do this. And by now you're probably looking at me going, dear God, woman, you're nuts, right? And you're going to build out this automation, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. And then you're going to build a Facebook group to 74,000 members. And you're going to have leads coming in out your wazoo, and you'll be set for life. It's a process I can absolutely repeat at will, but you have to understand that it took years.
Yeah.
And
thank you. Thank you.
And my ability to do certain things is not the same as somebody else's. So, like we talked earlier, I'm a software engineer. I'm a programmer.
Yeah, it's faster for you.
I can go into Entreport, y'all, and I can build a funnel in 45 minutes because I can write sales copy, I can write emails, and I can do stuff. 45 minutes, I can have a landing page up, out, and done.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's like, that's why I'm never telling anyone, here's how you'll boom online. No, because I don't have the secrets, and I'm never going to say I have the secrets to boom online. I know what to do so you feel more confident and you can show up, and give you styling tips, letting you know how to pose, how to be on camera without professional equipment, because nothing I do is with professional equipment. I don't want to be perfect. I don't want to be, I want to be seen. I don't want to be
Exactly.
A videographer. I don't want to be a photographer. That's not who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not going to say with all those things, tomorrow you're going to have 1 million followers. No, that's not the point.
Never. And you can't eat followers. Even if you had 1 million of them, you can't necessarily eat followers. So you have to understand, who are you attracting? What are you attracting? How is it that you're attracting? And if you lose that authenticity piece,
yeah.
Who is Jessie? Who is Haley? Then you're going to attract things that you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. And that's still the.
And I'll tell you that from personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
That you attract when you're trying to be somebody else. And if it sounds too good to be true, absolutely. Then you start attracting things you absolutely do not want. You start attracting those clients that run, buddy, run.
Yeah. And yesterday, like, this is amazing. Yesterday, I was talking to a client, and we were doing everything styling yesterday. Mm-hmm. And we went in her closet, and we did looks and everything. But the thing was, at one moment, she told me, I'm attracting clients that I don't want to, that I don't like. Mm-hmm. And because right now she's not taking care of herself. So her mind is her client. In her client, she's not taking care of herself. She's not looking at herself as a professional woman yet. No. And so because of that, she's mm-hmm. attracting who she is right now. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we're shifting her whole view of herself. And it's already been changing now. And she's like, finally, I'm going to attract the clients I want to attract, because mm-hmm. you don't want those ones who are like not going to take care of themselves and not going to do the things you ask them to do. not as a dictator, but because you have a deal together and you want to elevate and you want to pull each other,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
So yeah, once you're not in the right, once you're not an example, you're gonna attract the people you are right now. That's it. So if you're not true to yourself, you're gonna attract people that are like you that you don't like right now to be.
Exactly. Or worse.
Or worse.
I've seen that too. I've done that too. And, you know, it's a challenge to show up fully as who you are, as your best possible example, as your best possible self. So I'll give you an example. I am, because I'm a software engineer and I am an MBA, I'm not a total like, wow, party kind of person. I'm not always totally animated.
I love how you said that. Sorry, I'm gonna so steal that word. I'm very animated. I'm sorry, Haley. Can I steal your word?
Go for it.
Thank you.
But seriously, I am. But in person, you know, so I am a certain way on video because it doesn't project the same as I maybe am in person. I'm much more quiet in person. Being on video and being quiet don't quite work together. So you have to show up as your best self. You have to, you know, put that energy into yourself and do it.
Energy is the exact right word because I have a lot of energy, but that doesn't mean that you have to be all animated on video.
No.
It's the energy you put out. I could have a lot of energy and not have all those movements, but that's just who I am. But someone else, like you're giving energy, but in a whole other way. It's the energy that matters, not how energetic you are.
Absolutely. I love that quote. It's the energy that matters, not how energetic you are. Exactly. Yeah. But it's, you know, showing up as your best possible self and doing that.
And you're going to start loving yourself more.
Mm-hmm.
Actually.
It works wonders, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm really happy with the person I am right now.
Oh, that's awesome. I like to hear that.
It's like, it's liberating, Haley. It's so liberating.
Yeah, it really is when you start not caring. The incredible power of not giving a flying flip.
Yeah. Really, from feeling ugly to hiding to being a people pleaser, like just like you, I was such a people pleaser. But such a people pleaser. I could never say no. I would always follow the rules. Like I never skipped school. I tried once and I was like this. Really, once in my whole life. How crazy is that? It's good. But as a teenager, it's crazy to follow the rules so much. Mm-hmm. That's how much I was a people pleaser.
Oh, me too. I followed all the rules. I got the straight A's. I had the great SAT and ACT scores. I did everything I was supposed to do.
Well, you did that. And I played it differently. I was the average one. The one you don't see. She doesn't excel, but she's not bad. I was the one who's nice to everyone. To the popular kids, to the nerds, to the, you know what I mean? I was
I was not in any groups.
I was nowhere.
Mm-hmm. No, I just I did what I was supposed to do. I wasn't popular. I wasn't unpopular. I was nice to everybody. I just existed. I followed the rules. I did everything I was supposed to do. It didn't get me very far.
No, huh?
No.
Like I went through careers that, yes, were exciting, but actually weren't who I was.
Mm-hmm. I felt like a square peg in a round hole. Like totally. It was ultimately what my dad dying in 2013, because my mom died in 11, my dad died in 13. And me sitting there going, wow, is that all that there is to life? And I'm sitting here trying to please everybody, do what everybody wants. I'm not really making a difference. And I am a square peg in a round hole, and I'm never going to be able to realize my full potential here.
You're already like drained because of your parents dying and then having that on top of it, that's heavy.
Because my dad was the last parent to die because my in-laws died before my parents.
Okay.
My husband's parents did. And, you know, when you start to have that, like, wow, is that, you know, existential crisis of, is this all there is to this? And where am I going? And why am I in this handbasket? And why am I following stupid rules that I don't understand why I'm following in the first place? First rule, break all the rules.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Go online, be ugly, be beautiful, be whoever you are, because you're not always dressed up. You don't always have your hair perfectly. Sometimes you're in sweats. Be all of you everywhere.
Every day.
Yeah, and every day.
That's beautiful.
That's it.
That's awesome. We've got a challenge coming up next month. So tell us a little bit about that, please.
Yeah, so I have, on the 5th of July, I have an interview series that is called Unlock Your Online Visibility, where you, Haley Gray, are an amazing expert speaking. Yeah, and I have other amazing speakers all talking about different sides of visibility. So for you, as a viewer and audience, not to have any excuse to not start at least seeing the possibility to coming online, because yes, the world has changed with the pandemic. The world has opened up also online, but a lot of women are still scared to show up really, like really show up. And therefore, I created that interview series to show women at least the possibilities of being visible online and how to do it, where to do it, or change your mindset, all of that. And then afterwards, I probably do a challenge. I don't know yet about what, so it depends on the audience. And yeah, so I'm super excited because like we had our interview already and it's jam-packed with value and just beautiful life experiences and just tools, also life experiences, tools, and real value. So I'm
awesome.
loving this. Yeah.
So cool. Y'all sign up. I've posted the link above in the comments, below in the comments, sideways, everywhere. Sign up. You'll be hearing from us. We're going to hunt you down.
Yeah, come and join. And by the way, it's free, so no excuse, right?
Absolutely. That's awesome. I'm excited. Thank you for joining me today. This has been fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like we're the same person, but not the same person. Like people pleasers and like people pleasers always following the rules but in a totally different way. I love connecting with people that are similar, but don't look similar at all because I'm not techie. You are. You like give me a code and I'm gonna say, oh, we're in the Matrix. Okay, let me get my leather jacket and I'll be the one doing.
Exactly, right?
I'll be that one. You'll be the one coding and I'll be the one avoiding the bullets with my leather jacket.
There you go. Let's do it.
Thank you, Haley, so much.
Thank you so much, Jessie. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you, guys. Same here.
Bye-bye.
Bye.